Hello.
What? Hey.
How's it going, everybody?
What's that say over my side? Oh, it's gone now.
Was it there when I alt-tabbed? No?
Oh, I don't know. It was too small to read. Anyway, hi, everybody. I'm sorry for doing that. Hi.
What's this?
Wait, you have a load already? 8 hours? Is that what that says?
No, that was when I canceled right before character creation.
Oh, that's 0 hours. Okay.
Yeah. For some reason, my game capture decided to stop being full screen. I don't know why.
Probably because this is the jerry-rigged mess.
Well, yeah, but...
Hey, Grunt.
What?
You're a pirate in space.
Yar har.
We're still troubleshooting this. I've been troubleshooting my copy for like literally an hour.
I was hoping to hop in and be like, "Oh, you're playing the game. Wait, why are you a pirate?" I'd be like, "Aha, I'm playing the game too," but not really.
Oh.
I'm not actually playing it.
Okay,
it just was funny that it was left over from the Sea of Thieves one.
Yeah. I have fixed the problem. Also, if you alt-tab, the music stops. We gotta find the quantum piece. So yeah, if you back out of the game right at character creation, it named you player at Vectera.
By Vectera.
We'll get to that. Anyway, we're gonna start.
Are you trying to do a new game?
A new game, and
oh boy.
My game screen is the main one here, and ZombieCat is up in the corner.
Yeah, you don't get sound because I feel like an old man when I have to deal with Discord now or OBS.
Oh, I have to go to the actual stream on Twitch to see Zombie's point of view.
Yeah. And what we're doing tonight is we're gonna see how the hell this works. We're gonna
the game in general, or
yeah, we're gonna kick the tires of the creation engine, which is a fork of the Gamebryo engine, which has been going on.
I don't think it will be that hard.
It does, Rook. It does.
This engine has been used for 26 years, roughly. This is the same engine as Morrowind, and creation is just a fork of it. It's still in the bones.
I mean,
it's good.
Like,
Oxygen's good.
Really nothing.
Just do what you did last time, and
it looks like a Fallout 4 mod.
Follow my one simple rule.
No,
what's my one simple
graphically, the characters look a lot better, and the animations are, in theory, better.
Go steady.
I know, but I've seen like HD graphics mods for Fallout 4 that make it look amazing, and this just looks
now working the Stardock, except with more cave-ins, lasers, and
people did that for free.
Well, that's kind of how their iteration system works.
Your first outing was
it's like, hey, playing Oblivion. Wouldn't it be great if, like, when you picked flowers for alchemy ingredients, the flowers disappeared so you can tell it was empty? There's a mod for that. But now it's just in Skyrim.
Not untrue.
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
Sorry, every time I alt-tab, it's just gonna bring everything to a screeching halt, apparently.
Shame you won't find it down here. but the metal
You need like a
deposit
fucking
alone should pay for
bullet
our
time
own
slowdown
heroes.
sound. But every time you
Hell,
alt
after
tab,
this, we'll have enough
And then we
jump
just have,
fuel
like,
to bounce from
Speaking
one
of alt
end of the
tab,
settled
I gotta mute
systems
you.
to the next.
Hey, more minerals, more money.
Mhm.
And so the
Yeah,
support
I gotta
is-
mute Grunt.
Just no more unauthorized
I like how
jumps in room space
the
again.
on
He's
stream
just a
like
big baby.
stream
They
chat
have
goes
worse
over
lives.
directly over
You
zombies'
know,
actual
most
thing.
Dusties don't even make it
Oh, it
this
does?
far.
Shit.
I have a good
Directly
feeling
in the
about you.
Group hug
It doesn't
now.
matter. I mean, I'm
No, it's-
basically just
it's
playing this
funny.
at the same time to do my own thing.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just funny.
Promises, promises.
Also, I like that my little icon thing is like sticking his nose behind ZombieCat's head.
Yeah, you're pointing the wrong way for some reason.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm gonna move chat temporarily. Hold on.
Put it over my head. Do the Mike Wazowski thing. Oh no, we're desynced from the Animus.
Desync from the animals. Jesus. Okay. That should work. It's a Bethesda game. We'll have a Bethesda quality stream.
Okay, let's see what
This honestly, this is like watching like games done quick, like a speedrun race.
Oh
Two
yeah,
different viewpoints of the other two people.
we just need like a big overlay to show the time and
Yeah.
our names and stuff.
Roger that.
Crash any percent. Who can get the furthest before it crashes?
Hurt me. Hurt me.
That looks oddly organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It doesn't look anything like a pipe organ. You're crazy.
This is Deep Rock Galactic. There's like bugs in here.
Rocket stowed or you ain't going home.
So,
Attack!
we're gonna immediately start playing around with, I don't know, the quick save button.
Let's drop the
F5.
graphic settings to 0.
It's always
Nope.
F5.
Okay. So I haven't made a character yet. I am a walking spacesuit as far as I know.
Oh yeah.
Let me just stand.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Put your laser out.
Oh no, they're bouncing you. I think you're invulnerable in this part.
I am not invulnerable. I am definitely taking health damage. It's just
Oh.
covered by our heads.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I see it going down.
I can see in the shared stream on Discord that you are definitely dying. You are going to die.
I can't believe you can actually die. I tried that. I thought they just stopped. I
You
must
are
have bumped
dead.
them.
Hello, hello.
You have been melted.
So wow, it just immediately kicked me back to the main menu because I
You had nothing to load from.
Yeah,
It
that's
just kicked you.
that's hilarious. But apparently, I was generic white guy.
Oh, that means I'm ahead. Cool. I can still win this.
Well, nope, because I'm right here.
Oh, damn it.
Damn. Took
We're
away
just
his
gonna,
hopes.
we're just gonna immediately go to the character creator.
Why do you think it's so hard to aim these? Why is it pulling up?
You
They're
know,
reconstructing you.
laser
Yeah.
recoil.
Okay, take it easy.
After you were killed, they reconstructed you.
No physical damage.
I think there's literally something
Jury's
rotating
still
inside
out.
this.
You know who you are? New recruit for Argos
Well, I mean,
Extractors?
not literally, but you know what I
Any
mean.
bells? Any of this look familiar?
Let's look at what the baby will look like when it grows up.
I got him.
Wow. That is you know, perfect. All right. This guy will
looks-
be well, I
It
suppose
looks
it
like the
really
stock image guy that one dude uses for his things, the internet historian guy.
yeah.
Kinda looks like him. Actually, what I just realized, he looked like Ross Everett from the Marvel. The Marvel. That's all I
The
know to say.
Marvel.
Is the more.
Speaking of Marvel, you guys want to know something interesting I saw today at Walmart?
Marvel?
Marvel related stuff, yes. They have these Lego collectible minifigure series 2 of the Marvel ones, which features such characters like Wolverine, the blue guy, I think his name is Beast.
So
some other
X-Men,
characters.
basically.
Well, X-Men, but also like the mini-series stuff, like the Secret Wars, Marvel's What If Season 2, which isn't out yet, but they've got stuff from that.
Oh, is that actually coming out?
Apparently.
I thought they gave up on it.
I don't know. But
I liked it.
so they've got those there, but they've done something different. You know, like how they used to sell them in the little plastic bags that you could kind of feel for and get an idea of what was in them?
No.
Well, they used to do that, and it was good because people would feel for the parts in them and go, okay, this is that one, I want to buy this, instead of buying like 20 of the same thing and getting duplicates. They were able to find what they wanted and do it that way. Well, Lego said, that's too much fun, we don't want people doing that. So they've gone with all cardboard packaging for their tiny little things. And you want to know how well that worked?
Oh yeah, I saw your picture. They were all stolen.
It worked really great because, yeah, the cardboard is really easy to open, and people were just peeling them open, and half the boxes were empty, and some of them had the stuff in them, but no one wanted the character, so they just opened them and then they put them in the shelf thing, and it was about like 20 of them there, all ripped open like that, and I'm just like, this is a nightmare. What were they thinking? It's like,
What were they thinking?
if you want to do that, sure, but like, give people a reliable way to at least find the characters they want to get, because apparently they made it so, since there's 12 characters, like there's 12 different minifigures you can get, they made it so there's at least one full set of the characters in each box, and apparently they put 3 full sets of them in the box. So it's like, okay, the number of ones that are in there are all even, so it's like, okay, you do that, why couldn't you just put codes on them? Because they used to do bump codes where they would have like dots and stuff on them where you could read them. That was so they know which ones were which, so they could do like the proper weighting of the little minifigures. But now they're like, fuck it, we're just gonna do boxes, and people are opening them, stuff's going missing. And I went on YouTube just to see if this is like a widespread problem. Not only is it such a widespread problem, it's such a widespread problem, like not even at just like major retail stores, but like other places, like brick and mortar stores, haha, I get it because it's Lego bricks, are actually now taking the little minifigure things and putting them behind like a glass thing, so it's like if people want one, they have to get it that way. So I don't know if it's a TikTok trend, because I hate TikTok with my entire life and passion, and if anyone tries to get me to sign up for it, I'll stab them, but not really.
Well,
So,
stab them.
I don't know, I hate TikTok. It will probably be a TikTok trend though. I don't see many people filming themselves stealing Lego bricks
Almost
and running
forgot
away
about your
though.
application. The one note I had on your file.
Thank you for my Lego story.
Troublemaker.
You're welcome.
Listening.
Well, you
Thank
got
you
the
for
sample.
listening. I don't know why I
Carl's on
said
his
thank
way,
you for my
then we
Lego
all get
story.
paid. You remember anything that
But I
happened?
figured I would fill the dead air for the character creator thing.
Well,
It's our payday, that's what.
So
So
yeah,
we'll
if
get
you
it
want
off
those
our hands, the sooner it
minifigures,
isn't our
good
problem
fucking
anymore.
luck.
Easy
Oh, I
there,
hate
high
to
flyer.
zoom out.
Probably just you'll walk it off.
All this trouble for that stupid thing?
Never mind what it... Speak of the devil.
Whoa. You don't look good.
Our constellation contact is on approach.
This has been a good run.
You lucked out, Beatrice.
What's wrong with you? Hey, watch it!
You melted that guy. No one even cared, you just melted them.
and they're all essential, apparently.
All right. Some
care though.
coffee or something?
Watch it!
Got a bag here somewhere.
I do appreciate this little detail. So let me find. Okay, this guy is standing,
I'm
right?
busy.
If I blast him in the head,
Watch it.
He goes down more or less head first. His head snaps, and then he falls. If I go for this guy in the foot, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong? Hey, watch it.
The leg gave out, and then he fell.
Yeah.
It'll probably be easier to notice on like characters that actually die. But it looks like they added some location damage with some inverse kinematics and like maybe some mocap animations. So that's kind of cool.
Argos usually ain't so good at picking sites.
Let's see.
First time.
Who are you? Minor. Who are you? Minor. 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 Wow, my laser doesn't seem to affect these much at all. What's a button to grab stuff?
Probably
hold
the
down
grab
E.
button.
You
Hold
gotta
down
know what
E.
it takes to go before I feel like talking to you.
Yeah, it's E. Okay.
Red.
Yeah, if you do it in third person, you're grabbing it with your mind. Ooh.
So, real quick to get back on my tangent for a quick second. Do you want to know the figures that are in that miniseries line? They're pretty cool. They're all Marvel.
All right, Dusty.
Are they all X-Men?
Put your helmet
No, they're not all X-Men. Actually, I think only 3 of them are X-Men. We got Agatha Harkness, the one from WandaVision. We get the werewolf, who looks
Oh yeah.
okay.
This fucking weird inventory system.
Oh yeah, that's pretty great. You get Wolverine, and he comes with a purple robot head. I'm assuming that's one of those X-Men killing robots. I forgot the name of though. What were they called? Jay, you know Marvel. Do you remember the giant purple guys from the X-Men series? Hunted down
The
mutants.
Sentinels?
Sentinels, yeah, okay. He comes with a little broken Sentinel head.
How they sucker you to join?
There's Beast and Storm. There's Moon Knight and Mr. Knight.
Don't get too used to how
Kate Bishop and Hawkeye. And then there's 3 of them, which is She-Hulk, Goliath, which is in the Marvel What If, and then someone named Echo, who has like a peg leg, and I don't know what they are, or what they're from. But I'm assuming it's from another upcoming Marvel property.
Can't pickpocket.
But you can, pick
Oh
it.
yeah, I think I have to unlock pickpocketing. I don't have skills yet, do I? Yeah, I have to have. Right. Okay.
You have to learn how to breathe before you can steal.
Nah. This is tech, science, combat, social, theft, pickpocketing. I'd spend 1 point in theft to get the ability to pickpocket. Okay. One thing I was never certain of is how these ships work.
You Iron Gremlin.
I turned off collision, but I can't seem to fly. What's the button to make fly? Oh, never mind. I got it.
The button to make fly.
Ahaha, I was right. So, the cockpit is here because you can look in through the window, but the rest of the ship, nothing. This doesn't exist right now because this whole thing is just an object attached to a door.
Gary.
And that's a theory.
That's a fact.
Oh no, we're boundary breaking. We're gonna do a little bit of everything. Because
Instead of
like,
game theories, we're gonna do game facts.
no, we're just gonna break this game.
Oh no.
I probably
Can you,
shouldn't
like,
fuck
set-
around too much yet, because we do have to be able to space travel, really get into it.
Can
So-
you set your player scale to like giant though? That's what I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course.
Like this.
Become
Let's see here. Scale.
I think it's like
Coordinate
set player
scale, star
scale.
system scale, gravity scale.
If I remember right, the code was like set player scale, and it was like equals.
Well, that's player.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I want you to make yourself giant.
I don't want to make myself giant.
Well, then don't, I guess.
Oh, well, then don't.
Never mind.
Fallout console command actor scale.
Do the console command grunt will never be?
It's set scale.
Ah. Huh.
Place.
What
Rare
happened?
mineral contract. Your taste is more sophisticated now, huh?
I
Oh.
raised the ground.
What did you do?
What the fuck?
You set the scale.
How did you do that? Wait, did you
I-
set the scale of something else aside from you?
I clicked it like this, right? And I set scale 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you took away the ground.
We're all gonna die.
I'm trying to get this.
Well, it's not where it's at anymore. You have to click where it was.
Saying all kinds of nonsense.
Is that right, cowboy?
But
Went on a trip.
what would you know?
You alright, cowboy?
I'm fine.
All right.
Look, just hand over the credits, and I'll be happy.
Okay, but seriously, I want to. Well, I did something else now.
You've doomed us all.
Maybe.
You've destroyed the universe.
Optional. Grab a weapon. I am a weapon. So, Bethesda at one point said, if you see a pirate ship and you hop inside and hide, it'll take off with you in it and take you to their secret base. It's true, except for this one.
I need some help here.
Also, you have to be able to go inside. If you just sat here, and I will, to show you what happens.
Flies away.
How do I... What if I just want to use my fists? Rescue axe. It's like a fist.
Kind of. For emergency.
I wonder how many miners I've saved by accidentally adjusting the landscape. No! It was a trap. Anyway, what would have happened is I would have ridden all the way up there like those two bodies did, then get dropped out as it stops being an actual object.
Oh.
Oh.
Take her down.
That was easy.
You got an axe.
You got dead.
Talk to Barrett. Okay. Yep.
Of course Barrett was being followed. Every time.
Yep.
Now that was some... You dug up the artifact, right? You're coming with me to...
We're being kidnapped.
Nothing wrong with honest work.
Oh no, Barrett.
All right. How about...
Here, I'm gonna
as
give
soon
you
as
my ship and my
Fine.
robot. Great.
Get out of
Get
here.
out of here.
Just go.
Well, Vasco.
Indigo.
Oh, and hey,
Take this, you'll need it. Oh, it's a watch. Which will give you your heads-up display of
hey,
oxygen
look at
and
that.
CO2
The watch
monitoring.
fits you perfectly. Technically, Vasco will keep. They're just fine. And Vasco, get that artifact to Constant.
I am kind of tired, so I'm gonna head out and enjoy breaking the game.
Yep.
Okay.
See you around,
Red
bro.
wine. Good luck.
Okay, now we can finally take a look at how this works with the ship.
This is what I'm interested in.
Captain.
Yeah.
What's outside?
Let me do some alt tabbing real quick. I need chat visible here. Okay.
I assume you know how to fly a Class A starship, as Barrett likes to say.
Okay.
As easy as learning to... Like... I will attempt to boost the shield, just in case there are any difficulties.
The no clip command doesn't seem to want to work in here.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's suspicious. So, but we can immediately prove one thing. It took a snapshot of what's outside.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it shows your altered state.
Yeah. So, basic Oblivion / Skyrim / Fallout map design is that every area you're in is considered its own cell, right? So we're inside the ship, which is like the cell of your house back in Skyrim. But it has a window. You notice how in Skyrim all the windows are textureless blocks. You can't actually see outside unless the building is fully rendered interior and exterior. So what they do here is they make a snapshot of what happened outside, but you'll notice that there's no NPCs running around, no sign of life whatsoever. It's just a shot of what was in front of the ship at the time. What I wanted to do was take collision off and go through the wall here and see if it's just like a tiny skybox wrapped around the cockpit, or if it took like a larger chunk of the old cell and wrapped it around the ship, or what. But I can't seem to do it.
It is odd that they would disable clipping just to hide that.
You know, I might have an object selected. I do. Okay. Now let's try it. TCL off. Okay. That was the problem. All right.
Ah. Ooh. Oh. Oh, it's everything.
Well, no, because
Well, for some reason I thought it was only going to like render the area that's visible. Because I thought when Cooper and I were playing that he had accidentally clipped the camera out of the ship.
this is more than I was expecting, but it's definitely empty.
But it's not just like the low res version like it was in Skyrim. That's something.
Let me see. Speed.
Speed.
Spin. There it is. Player set AV speed molt 2. Did that work? I can't move now.
Oh.
Oh, look, it's not solid, and there's no sign of life, so it's like just ground detail to a point. Bye! But that is more than I was expecting.
I'm pretty sure we saw people running around on Alpha Centauri, or whatever that planet's called. But we'd have to test that later once we get there.
Yeah.
I saw something in the distance on the map, so I'm going to check it out before I head anywhere.
You know what? That might be a good idea. Let me do that too. I am going to do an actual playthrough of the game, like a normal playthrough. That will happen. But right now, it's just sating some curiosity after watching a bunch of other people play it.
I gotta set up my favorites.
Oh, this is totally blocking me. Set scale. Oh, whatever I clicked on is now itty bitty. I've just destroyed this planet. Woo. Okay. There we go. Footsteps. What's inside here? Oh, there's an interior with a potato.
Whoa, what?
And a digipick.
Whoa.
Bubbly tanks.
It's not actually a separate cell? That's weird.
Yeah, this is definitely different from how it's usually done.
Can't believe the Crimson Fleet hit us.
I really would like to know a make go faster command. This is a benzenes event for your benzenes.
You know, for your benzines.
Let's see if I can find like a cave or something. Out of curiosity, which direction did you head in?
East by southeast. If you press M and then go to the surface map, it'll show like, oh, there's something unusual here. Or
Oh, you
unknown,
did
rather.
that.
Yeah. And then I set a destination marker. I think I'm walking towards it.
I don't have that.
What, really? Oh, it might be a perk I have because I chose Explorer as a perk. Maybe I get a little bonus or something.
Maybe I have to scan.
Maybe.
Well,
I just now discovered the scanner.
We'll do it the old-fashioned way.
Well, I don't know what I'm looking for, and I don't see any structures or anything yet. So I am kind of having to scale a mountain.
Oh, you know what? when I did that set speed multiplier, like 2, the default is 100, so 2 is like snail's pace. Let's set it to 500. Right? No, let's set it to 1,000. There we go.
I'm only like halfway there. It's a long ways off.
I don't know how much of this is procedural generation and how much of this is handmade.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's all procedural at first, and then like stuff is built on top of it for the important areas.
Now, let's see, I found some floating rocks. No, I didn't. I think I'm moving too fast for the spawner.
They went away.
There's... I wouldn't call that a path, but it's something.
Oh. Oh! Okay, I can see the unknown on my scanner. It's about 1 kilometer away. So yeah, from the base, it's like 2 clicks. Oh, and there's a cave. Oh, the cave was what I was seeing. Oh, so there's more. Oh, there's actual stuff here.
That's impressive. I kind of wish I could... Can you open up your map screen?
Yeah. So here's the drill. Here is where I started. The blue thing is me. This is my marker, and this is the cave I'm heading towards. Apparently there's something out in the distance to the right.
Okay, I'm actually coming up on the map barrier.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. So, going back to Skyrim and cells, it can't do an infinite plane. Hola, gato. Oh yeah, hydrate and stretch.
I have ice.
So, see here, I've hit it. Boundary reached. Open the map to explore another region or return to your ship. So it'll keep kind of generating geometry out there, but I can't go any further, even with no clip on. This is basically the same way Daggerfall worked.
Yeah, and there is more than just that, you know, square area, but like you have to use your ship to get there is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, basically your ship becomes the origin point of the next square that you can explore. I'm kind of surprised I haven't found... Well, I see a something, maybe. You know, I think I'm just moving too fast and the game can't process it.
Probably.
So I'm gonna go only 5 times normal speed. Give the game a chance. Because I'm pretty sure there's stuff to see around here.
It is sparse, but again, this is like kind of a shitty nothing moon, so...
Yeah, but space itself is sparse.
Yeah. Which is why I don't really have a problem with, like... People were like, oh, you can't really fly anywhere, you have to use menus to fast travel. And it's like, well, yeah, but... Okay, what do you want? You want like a realistic depiction of space where it's like, okay, it's going to take you weeks to get anywhere without hyperspace or hyperdrive? Or do you want something like No Man's Sky where you just like, there's constantly stuff everywhere, just a vast, massive patches of asteroids and debris and stuff. And it's like, well, that doesn't feel very realistic, but I mean, you know, you gotta have a compromise somewhere.
Yeah, I agree, but like there didn't need to be 1,000 planets. That was just a flex, and all it did was it's like Elite Dangerous. Like we've mapped the entire galaxy, billions and billions of stars, most of which they have absolutely nothing. You know,
yeah,
a mile wide but a centimeter deep. if they had like done 100 handcrafted planets, and that's a lot of work, I'll admit that, but or 20 handcrafted planets and like 50 procedural, then then you could be like, we have this much. This is so much bigger. But right now it's just, oh god, speed was collision is weird.
You're bouncing around your ship like a fucking ping pong ball.
Yeah.
Shields ready. The rest.
Ooh, I found argon.
Let's take off. Let's take off. Hold.
Ooh, that's a tough
And
truck.
yeah, I realized that like flying the ship around would be difficult at best, like in atmosphere, but they should have given us a buggy or a horse or let us ride Vasco. Because that's a lot of ground to walk.
Well, I mean, there's...
How do scan?
Now that we are in orbit,
press F. I haven't gotten to the ship yet.
all controls and systems
That's how it works on
to
ground.
ensure they are not on the verge of catastrophic failure.
Yeah, I mean, it's Bethesda. There's going to be DLC. There's
Entire
probably going to be something like that.
Or if you're already an experienced pilot, just power up all the
What-
systems
what do
and
you-
we'll be on our way.
What did the planet do to you? I can't mine any of this. Oh,
Each
but
system
cave.
on a ship requires power. Allocating power is under your direct control. Let's go over
Oh,
the engines.
it's another zone. Okay.
You've proven an adequate pilot. Are you familiar with ship
Still probably going to be a problem. Yep.
tactics? Because that's a Crimson Fleet ship bringing its weapons to bear.
Well, I did this.
What the fuck?
So we are actually out in space.
Help me! Help! Help!
Where's this enemy ship that I'm supposed to fire at? Let's see what happens.
If you can keep the enemy ship centered on the HUD, we can lock in to fire a homing missile.
Oh yeah, that music sure indicates I should be doing something. Oh, there's the enemy ship.
Hello.
Hi, John DiMaggio.
Oh man, with this low FOV and this tiny flashlight, this cave is real claustrophobic.
What happens if I turn off collision while I'm in the pilot seat? Everything breaks. That's what happens. Okay. What if I get out of the seat in the middle of combat?
You're done.
What if I clip outside of the ship and go over here in the middle of combat? Let me just run over to the enemy ship 1 second. Let's have a look at this thing. It doesn't have an interior cell. Noted. It has a cockpit. There's no one in it.
Spooky.
Hang on, let me turn collision back on now that I'm in here.
Claim it for your own. Oh.
I can do that, but I have to dock with it.
Oh.
Whatever the ship is, maybe it's the horse. I don't know. But it can move, and we're fighting other ships. but there's no one here. And this thing has no collision as far as I can tell right now. And when I turn off collision, everything just stops moving. Can I just stand on top of it? I want to stand on top of it. Nope. Okay, we'll go back to the ship and blow it up.
Yours or theirs?
Mine, because it's the only one I can actually get on. I'm the only real thing here.
No, I mean, which will explode, you or theirs?
Oh. Well, I'm in God mode, so then.
We have learned a great many things, Gotham. Okay, man, I gotta say this. The terrain here is really pretty. Like I don't know what you call these things. These little rivulets going down and forming. Like, I guess that's where water like eroded. That's really cool looking. And oh, there's something over there. Unknown. 1 kilometer away.
Oh, right, I turned off the lasers. All power to lasers. Yeah.
The enemy shields are down, Captain. Ballistic weaponry excels at damaging the hull once shields are offline.
Well, they're dead.
Congratulations on surviving your first Starship assault, Captain. We should search the wreckage for spare parts and other salvage. You will need to fly close to it before we can access the remains.
Oh, all right. Take care, Medizine.
See you then. Let's go outside and have a look at this wreckage.
2 more Crimson Fleet ships are jumping into our location, Captain.
Oh, look at them fold in.
Ooh.
Let's go say hi. Face to face.
Mouth to mouth.
Wow, my footsteps are really loud in space.
Space, everyone can hear you coming.
Looks like the same kind of ship twice over. Cool, cool. And here's a cockpit, and no one's home. And none of it is interactable.
Oh.
And it has that bottom bay, right? And this is how you would get into the ship to capture it, but it's not interactable. And if I turn clipping off, I fall right through it. So your ship moves in this space cell. That's all we've really confirmed. Which is honestly more than I thought. I honestly thought that like it replaced the player character with the ship. And I had this theory that if I was the ship and I transported to a cell, like a planet, then I could fly around as the ship because it never landed to transfer back to the player. But nah, it actually, the ship is a thing, and space is a thing.
The ship is a thing. Oh, this. Wait, what is this? Oh my god. Yes, give me all your resources to sell. It's it's copper. I can't cut copper with this piece of shit.
Nope, you gotta get the special copper nozzle.
The copper nozzle, the copper top.
Can't stop the copper top.
Oh, I got nickel in a rock pile. That's good stuff. Yes. Oh, uranium. There we go. Copper. Loose copper. Just dunk my arm in and get a bunch of pennies.
Now, I believe there's a way of doing subsystem targeting. Let's see. Findings.
Yeah, is that something you can do yourself, or do you have to like get somebody to man the systems?
Select target. Ah, there it is. Left and right. Wait, no, that's for power control. Yeah, you're right. I might need a specialist.
You've already lost.
Okay, so E locks on target. And holding E makes you stand up, so that's even better. Let's set my speed back to 100. Okay. A bitten sandwich, a salami and cheese sandwich. Clearly delicious, as evidenced by the large bite taken out of it. Meanwhile, sure am getting shot. The ship is shaking. I don't see, like... I kind of wanted, like, some red alert lights. Let me turn off God mode for a second.
What do you mean I can't fast travel from this location? I'm just... Was I in the air?
Now, I realize this is like the tutorial, so this fight doesn't have any urgency whatsoever, but it's a little disappointing. That's one button.
Oh man, I gotta hoof it and I don't know why. Carrying all this shit too.
The amount of Crimson Fleet hostility has been far more than anticipated. At this rate, the odds of continual assault from their ships are high enough to
Let me see if I can play with the ship speed.
And what? Oh, you mean like with console commands?
Yeah, I think I found it. Set AV. Spaceship engine part max forward speed. Let's say 100,000.
In short, they are after the frontier and will not stop. We will need to deal with the local Crimson Fleet captain. A recent scan indicates an abandoned facility.
Or it does, and the planet object is so distant that it doesn't matter. Like you said, you've seen people like go through the planet, right?
Yeah.
So it is a physical. It's a thing.
Oh, spaceship thruster part force. That might be it.
Can you do it for one and not the other and turn around in circles really fast?
Well, I guess that's the question, like... I'm gonna take power from everything and just put it into engines. Set. Forward max speed multiplier? No. Max power, max engine thrust. Okay. Well, whatever's happening, it's happening.
It's happening. Hard to get a point of reference, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Here's the star map. So now we want to go to the actual star map. Okay. Margaret, Nira, Sensor Contact, Sumati, whatever. There's Crete. Okay, it's a moon.
We have arrived in orbit. The abandoned facility with our Crimson Fleet captain is on the surface.
Vasco just watched me run off into the horizon like a loon, disappear for an hour, and then limp back, and didn't think anything of it. Heart Plus.
Let's see. I'm just looking at this giant list of console commands. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Captain.
That's the orbit speed. Oh yeah, I actually did want to. I actually did want to do this one. Okay, so the planets do orbit, but these planets, like the one in front of me, it's not a physical object. It has no collision. And they don't orbit the sun. See, there it goes.
Oh.
But you know what it is orbiting? Me.
You.
Let's speed that orbit up.
I feel like you're playing with powers not meant for mortal man.
You know, it's fine. Notice how everything seemed a little bit wrong here.
I guess it's orbiting around you. I like want me to do that though. Like I don't understand. Maybe
Because the distance between to render that kind of distance in Star Citizen they actually do. If I pointed at a moon in the sky and took off and went in that direction, it could take me 19 to 26 hours to get from atmosphere to moon. Because it's at a smaller scale than real life, but it's still at an astronomical scale. They can't render that kind of space in this engine. It's every cell, even space, is confined to the limits of the engine's cell dimensions, whatever they are. So to fake orbit, which honestly, you're not going to notice this most of the time, right? Because you're not going to be sitting out here that long.
I just don't get why. Yeah, why do it anyway? Because if it's astronomical in scale, then it's going to take like a month for just that things are like still moving.
Like if I sat here for 24 hours, I could see it do like a full rotation or something. But you're not going to sit in space for 24 hours other than to say that you did it. Unless you were doing Star Citizen, in which case you may be traveling for 24 hours because you chose to. You know?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's just very strange.
It's not a criticism of this game. This game is not a space simulator. But they kind of advertised it as a space simulator. But, you know, we'll let that slide. And we're gonna figure out how to land using only the scanner. Because apparently you don't need to do it in menus. There it is. Land, R.
Oh. I thought you meant using the scanner instead of the thrusters.
Well, if I actually spent the time to navigate into the moon, I would pass through the two-sided polygon that it is. All right, we're on the ground.
Scanners. The abandoned research facility is in this direction.
Hey, look, alien life.
Whoa! Be nice
I like
to
it.
it.
I'm gonna be nice to it. Also, just gonna go wee. Dislocated limb gained. Yep. I turned off display grass.
Oh. I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
What the fuck is that? That's something called a terror morph. Oh yeah, no, I completely agree, Medicine, which is this whole stream is just kind of tearing it apart to see how it quote-unquote just works. Well, that thing's just gross. Oh. Oh god. Away from me, you weird things. Well, low gravity is this thing. That's cool.
What have you done?
I ran into a thing.
Oh,
Vasco's not having a good time. This is called a terrormorph.
is it? That's cool. Is it terrifying?
It's got an interesting face. Set scale 0.5. Now it's slightly less terrifying. And now we're gonna set it to a quantum state.
Oh no.
And then we're gonna join it. Is it? How did Griffin do that? He clicked on himself.
Yeah, I don't know.
Set sail. It's down there somewhere. One. Boop. Two. Is there a way of pausing, or not pausing, like freezing the
I don't know.
Let me look.
Hey, Iggy!
Iggy.
Oh my god, that star is full of fields.
Oh my god.
Go on, everybody.
It's going. We're just picking apart the game.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for here is something that lets me just kind of freeze the AI.
Hmm.
Quark degenerate tissues, aromatics, and structural material. What is this? It's a basic boost pack. Probably want that, and some gun, and some ammo.
Have you used the fork clip through the world yet?
Yeah, I've done that.
Oh, I was just guessing.
We found out you could change the scale of like pieces of like buildings. That was terrifying.
Vasco's not dead. He's sleeping. I wanted to get to the inventory, but apparently that's just impossible. There we go.
Easy money. This guy says right as he explodes.
Oh, it did set me to a micro scale for a second there. It just didn't visibly do it.
Sorry, be right back. I just need to restart.
There's Vasco.
Captain, Protocol Indigo dictates that I am to return to the Lodge with no deviations. We are here to stop the Crimson Fleet.
Good for you, Vasco. Let's see what these things are. That is not the scanner. Lead. An unknown has been found.
Oh, you found an unknown?
I did.
That's so good. That's so good.
Can I do anything with that? Nope.
Oh.
It's a construction site.
I don't know why everyone's so down on this job. Construction work pays great.
You would think someone would have something to say about
Nothing
that.
wakes you up in the morning like the sounds of heavy machinery.
How does this sound to you? That wake you up good?
Had an injury in 55 days. Don't break our streak.
You know, in Skyrim they'd be like, "Watch your swinging that sword," or "Put that fire away," or "We need you to stop that shouting." And here they're just like,
Now they've been desensitized.
you know, it's an open carry sector.
Hello.
Construction's hard work, but it beats working at chunks. Those kitchens. I thought help would never come, but here you are.
I found a
A
quest.
spacer gang has been stealing from us for weeks.
Quest.
We're running out of supplies and
Quest.
they're making bigger threats. Think you could take them out? We can't take much more of this. They're not far.
They'll be met with swift extra-legal justice, you have my word.
I had a feeling about you.
Extra
Thank
legal?
you
What
so
are you, a
much.
specter?
Not yet, but soon. Alright. Security concerns. Defeat the spacers in the abandoned Demo scrapyard. But that's on Mars.
I had an idea for it. Oh my god. I just had an idea for a stupid idea.
You know?
Yeah.
A paralegal paratrooper.
A lawyer that drops in and does your forms.
No, he's also a paratrooper, but he's also a paralegal. Does both.
Okay.
They didn't say it was stupid.
Okay. captain's locker? I got a locker.
Oh, you hit him in the eye, so he can't see. Where's Vats?
There's Vasco.
You know.
Oh, Vats. Yeah, that's not a thing.
Are you sure? It could be.
Yeah, there's no Vats.
Maybe a perk? I don't know.
Can I go inside here? Nope. This is a fake door to a fake ship. Sure are finding a lot of those.
Are you getting a little salty? After you were promised that you could just like...
No, because this is about what I expected, and I'm not mad about it. You know, after Fallout 76, I can't be.
Because nothing is as bad as 76?
Well, no, it's... Well, I can't speak to that because I never actually played it. But, you know, having seen people tear it apart at launch, and having seen a lot of behind-the-scenes videos and whatnot, you know that Todd Howard is a hype man, and there's nothing else behind it. Plus, using the same engine for 26 goddamn years, it has its limits. They've expanded on it a lot. This is, you know, in an isolated case, this is fantastic. But it's still a 26-year-old game engine that has the exact same limitations as ever.
I do not feel pain.
You know, being able to instant transmission is maybe a little dangerous. Oh god.
Oh, there you go. Have you summoned in a bunch of objects yet?
I don't know object codes, but I might dump 500 potatoes on someone.
All you need to do is look at something and inspect it, and then you have the object code. Sandbag people, literally.
Oh yeah, I did want to play around with the locational damage. So if I shoot this guy in the leg, and just the leg, he's limping a bit. If I shoot you in the head, you stagger backwards, right? Okay, cool. I shoot you in the foot while you're running, sweep your leg out. If I switch to a melee weapon, it'll be a bit more obvious. Or not. I'm trying to give this game some positive points by saying, like, hey, if you hit a person in a limb, the body reacts like it should. But then I can't prove it.
I've seen it done.
I've seen it done too. Oh god. This the last dude? No, there's several dudes. Here, let me set my movement speed to normal human.
Normal human.
Out! Reloading!
Oh, Babby's first level up. Oh, I see a scanner.
I picked up a pamphlet or a note. It says secret outpost. Loyal to your crew, I get it, but screw that big bar of steel kill to get the Nebula 1 beta. There's a secret outpost we're trying to crack. Once in a lifetime opportunity.
The Nebula.
So named for the star, Deneb.
Successful fight.
You know, I thought that too, but then it would just be Deneb 1B, right? Not Denebola, but I don't know.
Deneb Nebula.
I think I broke the sky.
Damn it. I needed that.
Like, look at that sun.
Huh.
Is this
Well,
is this it's the orbit speed.
You did. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Hey everybody, welcome to what is it? Mercury? One of those two? Sunrise, sunset.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. If the planets and the stars are orbiting the player while they're in space, they're orbiting me here. But I'm on the ground in a cell with boundaries. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's the same command. It's not like Star Citizen where the sun is actually there and I can go to it.
You know,
but
all
they fake it very well.
This all makes me wonder, is like the long development time for this game and like their other games because they're putting so much in it, or because they've spent so much time wrestling with the engine to do stuff it shouldn't do?
Well, when I keep bringing up Star Citizen when these two games aren't really comparable, because one is a full space simulation, and this is an RPG set in space. But the bulk of Star Citizen's development time has been taking CryEngine and creating a fork of it to make what they're able to do possible. They had to change it to 64-bit mathematics to allow for these astrological scales. And write a whole bunch of systems from scratch and like replace systems. Like a lot of the heads-up displays and crap are in Flash, which has been depreciated to nothing. So they have to write, all of the Flash out and write in something different. And then because all of the creation tools that they're using are one day going to be in players' hands for private servers and for setting up your home bases and space stations and whatnot in the live servers, when that becomes a thing, they're developing the tools and making them user-friendly at the same time. So it's a lot of background work.
So, is that what's happening here, do you think? But like in the opposite direction?
I mean, they would have to have punched I shouldn't say Gamebryo, because it is a creation engine, even though it's just a fork of Gamebryo. A lot of it had to have been punching creation into being able to do this, improving it so that, the people don't look like potatoes. Different lighting and particle effects and all of that, adding the different resolution scaling tech that's recently come out. Flying is not a thing that's been in a game before. So
a bubble level.
And of course, creating all of the art assets. That takes more fucking effort.
It is a shame that exploration requires so much bloodshed.
You're right, Vasco.
There's like one guy left. Let me just ascend. Oh wait, no.
Ascend.
I'm still attached to the terror morph. There we go. Collision off. Where is this guy? There he is. What's wrong with your face paint?
What's wrong with your face?
I'm gonna do something stupid here.
Oh yeah, I leveled up. Who's that?
Eh, 10. There we go. I don't think the cover's really gonna help them, but I don't know where their actual hitbox is now.
What have you done?
So all that does is increase the model size, but not the hitbox size?
That seems about right.
Right,
Ew, 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 ew.
Big.
Let him go. I did it. I said I would do it, and I did it. I melted someone. That was my goal.
Well done.
That's not the right button. Boop. All right.
If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the precipitant.
We've killed all the spacers here. Now we can look around. Why am I still moving this fast? Oh, because I never actually set my speed back to normal. Orbit speed, space engine, speed multiplier. There we go. Nope, that's still the NPC. There we go. They had coffee. Why would they have... Can I breathe on this planet?
Press F and it'll show you the oxygen level. Or you're using controller, whatever scanner is.
18% O2. Take this off. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense now. Be weird to just have a coffee maker right here in an open air area. Toilet paper. Okay, this is a good object. So it's this hex number, right? Iggy, if I wanted to make multiples of an object?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, and do you remember what the command was?
Let me double check. I think it's just like spawn?
Add
or
item
yeah.
FF083 F582. Maybe because I'm clicked on that.
Maybe.
Okay. didn't work.
Hang on a second. Player.add item is to add it to your inventory, but
Oh, that's cool. If you shoot a fire extinguisher, it bursts.
it's player.place@me.
Player.place@me?
Yeah, and yeah.
Nope.
Let's see if they changed it for Starfield.
Or I'm misreading this. Let's try with this coffee cup. FF0840BF. Nope. Form for parameter object ID as a reference, which is not allowed. I'll let Iggy dig into that while I look around.
Player.place@me, item ID value.
Yeah.
Maybe hang on a second. Was it in parentheses?
Does it have to be?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Was the original one in parentheses?
Nope.
Look at the thing for me, please. Or click on it, look at something and click on it, and then put in get ID or something.
Hey, Silver.
Hi, Silver.
Why?
How you doing? There.
Useful item IDs.
A coffee cup is not a useful item in.
Well, I just got a nice little glitch.
Yeah.
Vasco is playing his "I'm attacking and firing my laser" sound over and over forever.
Ah.
I don't know what's going on with this.
That fall could have compromised your health.
Now let's let's go turn this quest in. Woo!
Do me a favor and just do player.place@me A. Capital letter A. Aha. Maybe?
Digipick.
Digipick. Okay, so
I have to steal it apparently. Oh no! It made them hostile to me. Why did these people fall from the sky? They really did do a better job with the faces.
Oh, I know what you need, Jay. 55B1.
55
B1.
B1. What am I looking at?
Adhesive. You always need adhesive.
You wanted me to spawn like a million of them, right?
Oh wait, I have a better thing to spawn a million of.
Okay.
1F C9 C1.
What is it? Cheese.
Yeah. I thought you didn't just do a million of them?
Let's see. 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, 100,000.
Yeah. Oh, here it goes.
Here comes the crash.
Welcome to Cheese World.
We're just, if you're just tuning in, we're just screwing around.
Waiting for cheese.
Breaking the engine. We've discovered that you can no clip out of your ship, and you are in fact in a spaceship in space. But the planets and moons orbit you. They are very basic polygons with textures and no collision mapping, and all of the enemy ships are just empty cockpits with no interior because you can't get on them the way that I was trying. But it is fascinating how they've done what they've done here. I don't think we're gonna see this cheese in our lifetime, Iggy.
It might not. It might have been too many cheeses. Maybe 100 next time.
I think the music just stopped.
So, I modified my 3DS.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a nice video game to play on there.
It crashed.
There it is. There you go. All you need is 10,000 pieces of cheese.
That was 100,000 to be fair.
Oh, fair.
Loading up the game again.
Abby's first laser pistol.
Zombies, if you're actually playing the game.
Yes. To be fair, you're actually farther than me. I spent a long time out in the wastes of Vectera.
What is Vectera?
Why would you bother starting in the wastes? Like, why would you start your game in the waste?
Well, like the main mission takes you after like one little side trip to Alpha Centauri, which is a really big city. So I don't know. Huh.
An actual playthrough will be done. I have to kick the tires. Speaking of which, oh, this may kill me. Not anymore. Some good bone noises. Ah, we've hit the boundary. No, we didn't. Hello. Nope.
Oh, I said.
There's the boundary.
You found it?
I found it. My bullets can go further than I can. The enemy can go further than I can.
Oh my god, this thing has an ammo on the back. That's so cool. Also with the shit damage I have. Oh, ammo.
So what's with this tree?
Oh, well, you've got the scanner out. Click use, scan.
Yeah.
Scan enough, you can start.
I mean, I am apparently scanning.
Yeah, you just tap it once.
Right, but like, it looks like it has this delicious fruit, and I can't have it.
Well, maybe it's poisonous. You don't know. You got to scan it.
I just scanned it, so I should know.
No, I mean you need to scan like 7.
Ah.
It's a.
Hey, look at that! In your scanner, it shows the GPS directions to the objectives.
Yeah.
That's neat. Hello. Hi. You know, I really thought that these things would be scannable.
Yeah.
Who do you think this is? Fucking Metroid
These
Prime?
are... Yes. These are wary things full of antimicrobials. Boy, this music sure isn't gonna, like, catch your attention like the Skyrim battle theme. It just kind of like...
A chunk pie.
Chunk pie?
Yeah. Found a chunk apple earlier.
Okay, we found out that this is fibrous in a volcanic biome with a double helix genetics and it's carbon based. So far, it registers as tree.
Alien tree.
There we go. 100% scanned. Can I have the fruit, please? Nope. Okay.
Yeah, you just get fiber.
What are those?
What are
those? They're windmills. Wind turbines. This is some sort of wrecked cargo, something or other. This apparently belongs to somebody. Hi.
What's the status? We won't be safe until they're all put to rest.
Oh, they're very dead.
Not going to lie, that's the best news I've heard all day. Here, this is yours. Wouldn't want you to leave empty-handed.
I really wish they did more with conversation animations and awkward close-up. Like, why can't I just, like, walk and talk with this guy?
Because I thought a construction job would be easier. Well, joke's on me.
Joke's on him. All right. Now, Iggy, please give me... Nope, it actually saved. I'm gonna spawn 100 cheeses.
There you have it, 100 cheeses. That doesn't...
Oh, no.
Oh, there we go.
It's happening. It's just happening very slowly.
I think that's probably 100 now.
It'll look like 100.
Hey, stop fiddling around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 100.
Why is it in a 10 by 10 grid? I thought it would just be like a, like a pouring out of a single object.
Because this game is science.
Okay. Does 1,000
Would you like a
break it?
different code?
Ooh.
Guess you're the real deal,
Okay, I've got a new code for you. Put 5,000 of, or something.
I'm gonna try 2,000. Let's not get crazy. Oh.
We're on a moon, right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
The moon is made of cheese.
And they'll have Land O'Lakes butter. No, it's... What is that?
Can't believe it's not butter.
No, it's got a brand name on it. Hold on. Bustaris Laboratories finest cheese, extra sharp.
Okay, new code though. 2C7231.
3-1?
3-1. Put in like 5,000.
What?
It's not funny if you only do one.
Well, I have to look at one so I know what we're dealing with.
There'll
And what
be
we are
more.
dealing with is Canuck poutine.
Gravy baby.
Well,
you went back to the old one, didn't you?
I did. So let's see. 5,000 works.
All right.
Look at these grids of cheese I'm just leaving everywhere.
Cheese grids.
Cheese grids.
Okay, I need you to.
Here
do
come the
this next-
cans.
The cans are clipping into the ground. Oh no, there they are.
You know, at this point, this many watermelons, Skyrim would have exploded. So, if only I had Fus Roda.
You know what you need to do now?
Get Fus Roda.
Become the mayor of Cantown.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try this one. Player spellbook.
Laser rifle.
Hey, in that other game, how did you select powers?
Usually it was like add to player, and then you would use a power.
No, like to equip it. Oh, there it is. Powers. One of these is Fus Roda.
You know what? Gravity well sounds fun enough, anyways.
It does.
Oh my god!
Whoa.
We're getting frames of 2.
Count them, folks. Oh no, the gravity is still working on them, so they're fucking around.
Jaye. I just have to get very far away from the cans.
You must create the cheesularity.
I have clipped into the ground.
Queso hole.
Wait, I'm approaching the cans, and frames have started to drop.
Because gravity is continuing to work on them.
Wait a minute. I should have an option of turning off gravity. Set gravity scale. Can't set gravity scale on interior cells. I'm not on an interior cell. Or am I?
Who are you?
Am I inside?
Am I the planet?
Depending on who drew me, maybe.
It's true.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I think I've committed some sort of error. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Cheese for everyone. Okay, let's load a save before the cheese. It's funny. I am impressed that the engine was able to handle that many objects. Good work, Bethesda. Some of what you've done is pretty good here. I don't like the slightly green haze on everything. It's the same problem I have in Final Fantasy XIV, but, you know, there are ways around it. Let's fast travel over to this research lab. That way we can get over to New Atlantis and start screwing around in a city environment. I wish... I mean, I'm pretty sure there is. Take unequip item NPC console command. Ah, here we go. Show inventory, remove item. Okay. I want to... I need a planet that doesn't have atmosphere. So, you know what? Screw the story.
Remove atmosphere.
Oh, no, I don't want to... Well, I mean, I do, but... I'm gonna take off. I like the spaceships. I like the whole NASA Sheiks thing they've got going on. Okay. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Activate scanner. There's Vectera. No, I want some... It's in the system. Hydrate and stretch, everybody.
Everyone hydrate and stretch.
Oh yeah, Iggy, you didn't see this earlier. But
I did not.
if I screw with the
oh god.
Orbit scale. So here's proof positive. There's the sun. Look what that moon is doing.
Yep.
How do I zoom out? Ah, tab. Alright, yeah, this doesn't have an atmosphere. There's an industrial outpost. And I can't go there. Because I'm locked into this mission. Fuck you. Alright, we will proceed. Yep, and then we have the weird day-night cycle because I didn't undo that. And we should probably make this the mission so we can see what's up. See, now this is a separate interior cell. So let me go back outside. And turn on no clip. And if I were to do this, empty. Because whatever's in here is too much to have it on an exterior cell. That's how it usually works in Skyrim, Morrowind, Oblivion, Fallout, and that's all of them. Now that we're inside, we do it again. Behold a cell.
Behold a man.
Gee, what's this way out in the distance? We'll never know. You've gained an affliction.
What'd you do?
Fractured limb. Dislocated limb. It's fine. Am I gonna get ambushed? Am I gonna get...
Am I gonna get it?
Hold on a moment, please. There's Fusrata. You're in my way from getting to New Atlantis. So now you no longer exist. They've really gone heavy on the volumetric fog.
Yeah, they have.
Like, but the lighting is a lot better. The light reflection mapping is a lot better.
We got someone trying to jump our school. Hold them off here while Brogan sets up on the... Watch out! Fire on him!
I wonder if that kind of depends on what planet.
Take you down! You're prepared for that!
Depends on what.
What planet you're on.
What the fuck is that?
Like,
oh, it's a heat leech.
oh, I found that earlier. It was.
Oh,
Kill it before it makes you cold.
Hang on, I wanted to go after the pirates.
Well, it went after them.
Wow, it took a pirate from half health to nothing.
Oh, I didn't even know it could attack. Disgusted by.
Okay, so lockpicking is a little weird here.
I've come up with a couple of techniques. Need a little pointer.
Yeah. Like,
so
that won't work.
There's always a solution. It's soft. But so a key can go on either like the first or second rung or both. So what I like to do is on the first key. If yes, okay. Then on the second, if it can, then yes, ignore it. But what I'm looking for, that'll only being like, okay, that has to, can't go, and then using those.
Sadly, most of what you said got cut off by something.
I cannot find a good audio solution. Every mic I have is either terrible or breaks instantly.
It's always audio. We've entered a new cell.
It's never not audio, even.
You gotta be kidding me. The Frontier has a new captain? You working with Bear?
Enough talk, I have places.
Oh, this'll be fun.
Okay, so let's see if we can get on board this pirate ship. I don't think we can because it's still the tutorial. But they're gonna land and open up, right? And then, hi guys. But this is inaccessible. So as the ship is taking off now, I'm in it. All of these bodies are being flung around by forces, and then, oops.
You clip out.
Yep. But if I could get into that hatch and load into the ship's interior, then suddenly, yeah, I could write it to its secret base or whatever. on, I gotta zoom up here.
But I am not technically alive.
Vasco's still over here doing the work. Oh yeah, I wanted to take you. No, this guy. Hold on. Person. Yeah, okay. Show inventory. It didn't. Maybe it's different? Oh. Open actor container. 1. Nope. Did I not click on them? There it is. There's their inventory. So if I take remove item 000668291. Nope. I'm on the verge of something great here, maybe. Up. Remove item. Oh no, I typed in the wrong item. That's right. 001BD417. I want your helmet, and you will give me that helmet. Invalid object. Okay, try again. Show inventory. Nope. This guy. Show inventory. Remove item 000668291. There. I took off his helmet.
You've already lost.
But there is 18% atmosphere here, so maybe that's fine. I wish this was a different planet. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't know if that means percent breathable or percent of oxygen, because Earth has a pretty low oxygen percentage compared to everything else.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Captain, to reach the launch, we must jump to the planet Jemison in the Alpha Centauri system, and then land in the city of New Atlantis. Do not worry, this will all become second nature before too long.
Jemison and Alpha Centauri. Okay, how do I grab jump. Press tab, go to missions. Star map skills, inventory, ship, missions. Press R to automatically plot a course. R. And then if I hit jump. Okay.
Starship Frontier, this is United Colony Security. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. No contraband detected. We're cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
All right. And here we are, the first city. Maybe the only city. I don't actually know.
No, there's others. I haven't seen them yet, but I know they exist.
All right. So this is something I wanted to test out. Remember how back on the asteroid, like there was nothing out there?
What asteroid?
The mining colony with the start of the game.
Vectera? Yeah.
Well, we know now that the outside here has no collision. That's cool. And while this person is here, they don't seem to exist. I can't interact with them. I can't click on them. So this is a projection?
A projection of the imagination.
But look, the whole city is here. There's no need to copy it into this cell. But you can't do anything with it. Wait, is it possible that what I'm standing in right now is just an elaborate skybox?
Yeah, could be.
That seems like a lot of work. I feel like it's just a stripped down version of just the normal world. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, but if that's the... Well, we can see the borders. Quite clearly. I don't know, like, part of me is trying to make the argument, like, if they were gonna do this, why didn't they just let us fly our ship like this guy here? But then again, we're gonna fly it 2 minutes over here, 2 minutes over there.
Yeah, not even.
But there had to have been a happy medium. I don't know. My fractured limb decided to heal itself.
Yeah, it does that.
Let me find a door. Oh, look at that guy.
It's a big mouse droid.
Wait, like here's the fake interior. Oh yeah, here's an NPC closet.
Fade away.
See, they have these in Star Citizen, but it operates like that. like, the door closes before people start popping into and out of existence. And I keep making that comparison, and I shouldn't because they're not the same type of game, but still.
Oh, I don't have a jetpack. Oh my god. That's scary. I almost jumped to my doom. Chasing a pirate.
Okay, let me actually get out of the ship, like, properly. And we're gonna run another test.
What? No Barrett?
This guy. This guy. Why can't
Let
I
me
click
guess.
on NPCs?
Protocol.
There he is. Set scale 4.
Indigo again?
Your memory is
Big boy.
uncanny.
Well, I don't get it. Because, like, let's go back outside the ship. Okay, and then let's clip into the ship. The interior of the ship is gone. I'm in a new cell. But why? You know?
I feel like it just they're doing that to just make it as legitimate as possible. I don't know. Like, I don't know, man.
I guess, but like, it's a resource drain if nothing else.
Well, if nothing is active, maybe it's if it's all just visual and it's running, it doesn't take that much.
Maybe. My insider outside.
Captain, Constellation will be waiting for you at the lodge.
You know, I kind of wish this guy looked more like the robot in Interstellar.
What, personality-wise or physicality-wise?
Physicality-wise, just look like a moving asterisk monolith, just.
Intake a bit clogged. We'll get those.
Slow becomes second nature, but oh wait, I gotta put all my
Hello
stuff in
there,
the cargo.
NPC. Show me your inventory. Okay, remove item. Helmet. 00239 2B4 1.
These 15-hour shifts are killing me.
Let's give you your helmet back. Meow. I feel like I just stepped into Tomorrowland.
Oh my god, you know what? Yeah, that's totally what it feels like.
Let me set my movement back to normal. Since we're in a environment.
An environment.
Hi. I hope you're not agoraphobic. Hey.
Hi there. Sorry, can't talk.
No time to chat.
Electronic groan from the sanitation minibot. Oh, it sounds so sad. Listen to it.
Well, wouldn't you be sad if that was you?
I'm so sorry for your existence.
You passed butter.
Yeah, but this one knows it, accepts it, and is in horrible pain because of it.
Sergeant Yumi's looking for reliable people to help the guard. Contact him if you're interested. We'd all appreciate it.
Join the police? Never.
Don't be a bastard.
However, I could have used my power. Rise through the ranks. Take the system down from within. Hang on. Is this an open carry state? Let's find out. Hi.
Ever run into spacers? Scumbags and picking away at the leftovers of the colony war. You'll find them scouring through old labs and facilities, taking whatever's not nailed down.
You need to stop that shouting. Nope. Todd Howard, give us Todd Howard to take us away. How do people get into this thing? As someone who worked in a toll booth for a while,
You weren't dropped in by helicopter?
like this guy wasn't. Oh, there is a door. Okay. I couldn't find it. It was slightly concerning. I was like, maybe they come in from underground. Hi, I'm in your space, and I'm taking your foam cup. This is mine now. Vasco, here. Pick up that can. United Colonies Security and Safety. New Atlantis Transit. Ah, one of those backwards walking NPCs I've heard about.
Dom Roost has the best food in the set of
Excuse me. Shiny.
Pardon? Kind of in the middle of something here.
Why console command kill a random citizen?
Oh, no, you know what you should do? Kill all.
I don't want to kill all. Just this one guy.
Heart attack!
What is going on? He rolled a bit. Oh well. You can come back to life. What? Have I found a changeling? What the hell?
I did notice that in the options you can turn down the crowds. So I'm assuming they're doing something where they're just randomly generating stuff on the fly.
Yeah, I guess, but this is the same NPC right down to its identification code. But every time I hit resurrect, it's like a new person.
Yeah, random.
I resurrected them mid-kill. It didn't work. Oh shit, I can do it while they're still alive. That is freaky.
Hey, change sex. Change their sex.
Change sex. I did.
No, that wasn't the right one.
One? Change sex is not found.
Change dot sex?
I think it's sex change. Yeah.
There you go. Oh no. Oh, what's wrong with your leg? Oh no. Resurrect him. See, resurrect him, quick. Okay. We've fixed you.
And now we're gonna break you again.
Oh! No! No! The pelvis has been shifted.
Why did this happen?
Are you okay?
They're non-responsive.
They're in a coma from the pain they're in.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Okay, they're fine now.
Kind of busy right now. Bonjour. Have a good got to run. Wouldn't want to.
Oh no.
Vous cherchez que je peux vous aider? Hello there.
Just... That fixed them. Well, except for their neck.
Except for that neck. You want to take the ramen?
I'm good.
They deserve a little treat.
Nah, I'm gonna change their gender or their sex again, resurrect them, and enjoy your new life in the colonies. Hey, look, water. Why does this look... Hi, Vasco. I didn't expect you to be there. Why does the water look worse?
Hey, you should find the big waterfall and the water splash and see if that's been patched yet.
Is there a giant waterfall here?
Somewhere. Yeah, I think it's right beyond the wherever you're looking at.
Okay, so the transit is just a loading. It's an elevator, like in a building. It loads to the next cell. But that seems weird because you had a massive square of terrain to work with, right? Why didn't you use that? And just... Hold on. Why didn't you use that and just render out the whole city? But you kind of did. Or is that fake? It's fake. Well, maybe. This is a test. Hold on. Oh, hey, look, a waterfall.
Yeah. Okay, that looks a little better.
Let's see what happens when I get down there. Is all water ankle deep?
Yeah, for your safety. Okay, yeah, it looks like they fixed it. Before, that water effect would flip on top of literally everything else. And it was like black and just on its own, like it was an old explosion effect from GoldenEye. Okay, apparently the water isn't ankle deep. I don't know.
No, the water doesn't exist. It's not water. Like, it's not like Skyrim water where you could do this and then go swimming. It's just a weird graphic layer. So, goodbye swimming. But what I wanted to see... Oh god, I have to go through all of those. Okay. Let's get some higher player movement. It didn't load a new cell. It did, in fact, move me. Yeah. Okay, so here's a better question. Why didn't they take a few weeks of development time
The well's been having brownouts.
and have this shuttle actually, go out here and you could have some exposition going on while you could look out the window and enjoy the ride. It's not game breaking. It's a level of immersion that a game like this should have, and it doesn't. And I'm pretty sure you'll see a modder eventually put that in, because of course they will. It's just sad to see that Bethesda didn't do that, because that would have been really cool. It's nitpicking. I freely and completely admit that. But it's 2023. Go the extra mile. Especially since I don't have a horse now. Alright, let me turn off clipping inside this water. The camera can't physically go underneath the water. Now that I'm above the water, I can't go below the water. Yep, swimming is no longer a thing.
To those lost during the colony war.
Taking a nap.
And now the changing of the guard.
I will not tolerate the theft of any nearby objects.
It took him 2 tries, but he got back up. Aphelion Realty.
Just tell me how many zeros I need to add to the offer.
I'm sorry, sir, but we can't sell to you. UC citizens only. Looking to buy? Zora should be able to help you.
I understand. And the cost.
Yeah, I'd like to buy.
Welcome to Aphelion Realty. I'm Zora, and I'm here to help with whatever you may need. What brings you in today? Looking to settle down, or move up in the world, or just window shopping?
I'd like to live somewhere in New Atlantis.
I don't blame you. It's a lovely city, the crown jewel of the UC. I'm here if you have any more questions, or if you'd like to look at properties.
What do you have for sale?
Okay, let me just pull up your data. Oh, I'm sorry, but you're not a United Colony citizen. I'm afraid property ownership here in New Atlantis isn't available to you. If you take the exciting step of becoming a citizen, we'll be here for you.
How do I do that?
Stop by anytime.
Is that like becoming sane?
No, you know what you need to do? Service means citizenship.
Really? Just let me ride Vasco. What? This Boston Dynamics ass thing can't carry a person? I was about to say enough screwing around, but that's kind of the point of the stream. Settled Systems News Network, SSNN. I really feel like I'm in Tomorrowland or Disney, because look at this fucking entrance.
Yeah, it's very themed.
Pure, healthy, good, young, attractive, fresh, seductive, emotional, beautiful, enhance. And then...
Is it just a plasmid?
I don't know what that script is.
It honestly looks like the Digimon script.
Yeah, it does.
You can't go in. You just can't.
I did. I just went in.
My friend. Welcome to chaos. That should be our motto.
SSNN access. Broadcast diagnostics. Run diagnostic. No diagnostic file found. Upload diagnostic file. Oh, can I fuck with their broadcast? Is that what you're saying? Something for later.
Listen, I might be able to hook you up with some merch. Maybe get you a ticket to
Hey, what happens if I kill someone in the middle of a scripted event?
I will.
Good question.
Going to happen.
Oh, I think I missed my chance. The event ended. Ow, my leg. Tomorrow and Disney in the same sense sounds like a comparison to what it was. Tomorrowland have a real life thing. Yes, they do. Gotcha. Tomorrowland is one section of the Magic Kingdom. Also where I used to work when I worked for Disney.
Here we are, the lodge. The front door should unlock if you hold up the watch that Barrett gave you. I have messaged the other members of Constellation. They will be waiting for us inside.
It's one of the Disney theme parks.
Captain, everyone will be in the library. Just inside.
The Magic Kingdom is
Barrett, we're
basically
here. Probably tell you that your
just
part is something
Disneyland
bigger
as
now.
well. For the most part. The majority of it.
This place your home.
Oh, please. Ridiculous.
You really think what I'm suggesting? We appear to have a visitor.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't?
Pirates attack, Barrett at me, the Liberty artifact.
I see. Vasco, verify.
All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Hi, Quark's actor.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But this is Armin Shimmerman.
He's here with the artifact.
It is in fact Quark.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything?
I met him once at a convention. I have his autograph.
We think it's anyone else who pulls one out of the rock for the first time. Why? We're not sure yet. So if you wouldn't mind adding another data point. Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, Country.
Alright, let's just take him out.
You expect us to believe in fairy tales?
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe,
or
why
not,
couldn't it be part of the...
But gentlemen, can
Oh,
we
no.
please focus? Noel, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see.
We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact.
I think I broke them.
Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
This is a very rough definition of table, but okay.
That's just like the others. And to imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves...
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Patrick?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting. Now, would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
Shoot him.
So,
I mean, me.
Are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours?
I'm gonna leave, bye.
Fair enough, but you need a place to stay in the city, right? Come find me when... And here, in addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a...
Okay, I have money and a backpack. That's cool.
Take note. Everyone here is worth...
I don't know if they fixed this bug. So we're gonna go have a look-see.
A little look, a little see.
Yeah, I just
Why
had
not
to
a little look B?
I had to remember where this is because I watched someone else do. There it is. Okay, so this is a master lock, and behind it is one of the best spacesuits you could possibly get your hands on.
Oh yeah.
So, there's an error right there. There's a small enough there's a gap just big enough that you can interact with the mannequin right through it, and without wasting any digipics, without breaking a master lock, you can just take.
Wow. We had to sit through a 116 gigabyte patch before we could start streaming. I haven't fixed that.
Yeah. So, if you look, right now, this is my deep mining spacesuit. This is what I started with: 69 physical armor, 37 energy armor, 53 EM, whatever that means, versus 120, 136, 138. So, I've doubled my protection. This navigator pack I stole from somebody, 341826. The constellation pack she just handed me, 392331. The Mark 1 pack, 666468. And the helmet, 341826. 66, 64, 68. And if I do this right, well, whatever. The mannequin now has my old stuff. It's just not equipped. So, yep, despite a day one patch of 100 plus gigabytes, that's still there. I love this old ass exit sign. Everything is all neat and futurific, except the exit signs.
Futurific.
Captain.
Oh yeah, let's have a look at under the hood here. Boop, boop. Boop. This is your basic interior cell.
Looks the same as it ever did.
Yep.
Same as it ever was.
So take.
With your typical Skyrim windows. And remember how before if I changed like the set orbit command while we were on the ground?
Oh no.
What does that do in an interior cell that fakes the outside?
Oh no.
I really should write these things down. Well, if we look at our watch, the planet is now spinning.
Oh,
and
dear.
everyone is dead. But the light here, unchanged. The light here, unchanged.
Yeah, that does look like it's fake light.
Yeah. And if I go outside... Oh dear.
How many millions of years have passed in the blink of an eye? Will we ever truly know?
That's I'm still gonna give the lighting engine some credit, especially and the shadows. The shadows are actually reacting properly. It does what Skyrim did, but was a bit more grace and refinement. Overall, you know, if you look at it as what it is, a Bethesda game, they did a lot of really good work faking planets and faking space.
If they hadn't have been so secretive about what this game actually was going to be, I don't think there would be as many issues.
Yeah, if they had just said, "Hey, we're gonna do a new RPG series set in space," that's it. They didn't need to be like, "We made 1,000 systems comprised of X many randomly generated squares that may or may not have stuff on it based on what the Radiant system does." Because all of that is essentially pointless.
But also, like, we've barely started. Like,
Yeah.
we just escaped Helgen and just made our way to Whiterun.
Yeah, kinda. But, like, if I were to walk from Helgen to Riverrun, I could have explored a mine, killed several bandit camps, found a hunter, gone fishing, climbed at least 1 or 2 mountain ranges.
Well, if you had explored more on Crete, there would have been pirate bases, as Cooper discovered.
Yeah.
I did traverse a few mountain ranges, finding resources
But
on Terra.
But if I weren't cheating and using console commands and all of that, it would have been, if I had followed the on-screen prompts, I would have fast traveled from my ship to the outpost. I would have walked in there, gotten ambushed, came out on the top, killed the guy, fast traveled back to the ship, fast traveled here, fast traveled to the Constellation building, talked to them, talked to Sarah, and then fast traveled to the next location. Because going there any other way, there's no incentive.
Yeah.
It's just, how immersed do I want to feel, and how much work am I putting into it to feel immersed? And I'm sure that when I play it regularly, I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, or let me change that. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream that, because let's be honest, everyone's going to stream Starfield. I don't know what my incentive is right now to not fast travel everywhere. I know people have said, like, hey, I found pirate bases and caves and ruins and all of that. And maybe there's something to that, but the game, it's not happening organically, you know? Because, like, when I play Skyrim, I don't fast travel because I want to experience the radio quest and Beige, yeah. You know, and take in the world. But if the world is now divided into a bunch of 10 kilometer by 10 kilometer squares with hard borders, makes it a bit harder to want to leave the center spot where I landed, where everything is. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe, but again, I don't know. It's still early, and like, would you really want to do that when we're talking about mostly empty, like, planets, or literally empty space? It's like in No Man's Sky, I could literally walk around a planet if I wanted to, but that would literally take like weeks, and it'd just be the same terrain, the same animals, the same outposts over and over and over and over again.
There has to be a happy medium somewhere, you know? Like, if let's look at this map. Also, I have so much hatred for this map. This is the city, right? A bunch of dots. Why can't I see a map of the city? I know what the city looks like. This is a settled planet. Why can't I see, like, a normal ass map? No, it's this. Have fun. But there's an unknown here and an unknown here, right?
Yeah.
And there and there.
Yeah, the lack of detail on that is really something.
But my point was, like, if this area were the size of Skyrim, right, and had been given that kind of polish, like, I would want to be like, okay, I'm gonna go this way and explore and see what's out there. Because, you know, on the other end of my journey is a new location. But here it's like, oh, go here. Go here. Go here. Go here. Done.
You know, like, the first shop in New Atlantis did have a bounty board for missions. So I don't know. Maybe missions do pop up like they.
Yeah, it's possible. As we play it and spend more time with it, maybe we'll see that. Look at these underground buildings.
Ooh.
What's in here? Nothing. More building. Why is this rock in the building? Why are they building into rock? What is happening?
Avoid floating assets.
Okay, speedy day to night is actually kind of nauseating me. But my overall point is there's a perfectly serviceable game underneath all of this. You just have to go in with the expectation of this is Fallout, but it's like
space.
Fallout meets Daggerfall.
Dagger space?
Yeah.
Fall.
And
dagger out.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing if that's what you like, but it's not going to be Star Citizen. Problem.
Yeah, as many people very violently have proclaimed this game to be the second coming and the death knell of every other space game ever, because it's not a space game. It's a game set in space, and there is a difference. But that's going to be it for our stream. I hope it was entertaining, educational, funny. I don't know. Hopefully. Where's that button? There's that button. Boy, sure would be cool if the music came on. There it is. But hey, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you to all of our subscribers, past and present, who are scrolling on screen right now, for giving us your support over these 3.5 years. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll do more stuff like this, I imagine, as time goes on. Check us out on YouTube, Team Retrofox there, and tech.lgbt/@TeamRetrofox to find us on Mastodon, because screw Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it.
It's Twitter.
Yeah, you redeemed the raid thingy. You did, Mr. Big Bunny. Well, I can't say
wow.
I can't say no to that.
That's you.
There could be more than one. We'll be on tomorrow with more Dungeons and Dragons as things kind of return back to normal, and on Thursday, we'll let you know, because I'm out of ideas. Maybe Iggy will do a stream.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who can tell?
Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.